Hi everyone. So this is probably like take 5 or more. I am someone who's kind of a perfectionist and I always want to do my best, which I guess kind of goes hand in hand with being a leader. So here is my answers to the 7 questions, and hopefully this is my last take because I'm getting tired of repeating myself. Anyways, so what does it mean to be a leader to me? To me, a leader is someone who's not afraid to take chances and to accept challenges and be okay to do a lesson, to try something new and for it to fail, and to take those failures and the lessons from those failures to create something even better, to keep going, not to just give up on it. I also believe that a leader must take a step back when needed in order for other teachers or colleagues to be able to put their input and for them to show their strength, and together putting our strengths and weaknesses can create a better outcome. Second question, for change to take place, why is it important for leaders to get on board? I believe that leaders must get on board because otherwise you're not going to get anywhere. So this also goes, my example that I'm going to show also goes with the successes and challenges that I've experienced with colleagues getting on board. So as a CERT, I was constantly working with teachers and elaborating different plans or motivational systems or different lessons, and I was trying to collaborate with my colleagues in order to create something that will help them and help the students and help the parent feel more comfortable. And in some cases, parents were on board, my EAs were on board, the teacher wasn't on board. So then I go back, think about it, and then I find a solution or I find a reasoning, and I go back to that teacher and I say, look, this might not work, but you have to change your mindset. You have to give it a try, because if you don't try something, then nothing's gonna come out of it. If you don't have a positive attitude towards it, then you won't have a positive outcome. But if you have a negative outcome right from the start, then it's not going to work. So I find it is really important for teachers to get on board, even if they don't agree, because sometimes you don't agree or you feel, I don't know if I want to take the risk, but sometimes you just have to take that risk and you have to get on board because it might actually be better for you. The outcome might be a lot better for you, and it might be better for the student, but also sometimes the outcome isn't great for us, but our student academics success is a lot better and they feel better in their skin. Like, to me, that's doing your job. If the student feels really good about himself or herself, then that means you did a good job. Like, you should be happy about that. So to me, it's very important. I find it very important for teachers to get on board. Now, to try to get other teachers on board and to help them change their mindset, that can be very challenging. And it's not always easy. And the only way of doing that is to show them, look, we did this with this student. It didn't work doing these steps, but with your student, because this is his motivation, this will work. and then you try it out, and then you try to explain to them that you can't just try it for 2 weeks. You have to, sometimes 2 weeks will be good, and then, we have to tweak it a little bit because he's either getting better or he's getting worse, or, you know what, he's not quite there, so we have to keep going. So I feel like you have to show them humans are more, they're like, show me the results. We want to see what's happening. And if we don't have the facts, if we don't have proof, we tend to question it a lot more. So I usually try to say, well, look, I tried this in my classroom and it worked. We'll try this and tweak it a little bit so that it works better for your classroom. And it's okay to change. It's okay to take the basic plan and to change it. But you have to get on board. You have to be willing to change your way of thinking, or to be able to accept these challenges. Another example is, in our school, we decided to start a school-wide reward system. So it kind of motivates, we have different criterias that we kind of collaborate together on what we think we need to work on throughout our whole school. So for example, beginning of the school year was to be able to stand in line properly and to be quiet when you're in the hallway, because you teach your students that, other classes are learning, and they have a right to learn also, and they don't want to be bothered. So it's very important to show respect to their right of learning. And then, so this system is, we give them little tickets, and we give those, and then they have a chance of reward, personal reward, class reward, and clan rewards, because they're different dragon clans throughout the whole school. And some teachers were on board and some weren't. And what helped is that our principal really pushes for it. And the classes where the teachers were on board, the students were succeeding better, the students were behaving better, the students were more motivated because they wanted to get their reward, and they were actually able to get like a class reward, and then after a while you could see which one had rewards and then the other ones didn't. So then you're like, you gotta push them. And that's the challenge, is it's okay to try and get the teachers on board, but after a while, if they don't want to, you can't stand beside them and force them to do it. So you gotta show them. But this is where the challenges are, and where the problem can be, is we can be leaders and we can push and show and teach our colleagues on how well it works and show them how it works and help them as much as we can. But if they don't want to change themselves, then some point you have to let them struggle. You let them struggle and realize it on their own. And when teachers would come to me for advice and then struggle, I would be like, well, these are the plans that we put in place. If you're not following the plans, then start back from there, follow the plans, or use the system that we're using, and then you'll see change. And sometimes it takes up till December, but after that, they realize, oh, it does work. And you're like, If you would have started from the start, from September, you would have seen a lot more progress, but now it's going to take longer. So these are kind of like my successes and challenges, and I get very passionate because I love to collaborate with my colleagues and put together projects and really get into the working together. And I work in a small school, so we're not very many teachers, and there's some that are a little bit set in their ways, so it's kind of a challenge, but I love that challenge. And usually they get very impressed by the way I approach them and by the way I show it to them. So what is my educational leadership philosophy is collaboration. I've learned that in my part 4, my part 3, my specialist for special education. And since I learned how to collaborate as a team and to work as a team and to find solution as a team, to me, education is, we are all leaders. We are showing our students how to collaborate together, how to work together, how to find solutions together. And to me, that's the most important thing. So this video is a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but yeah, I get a little bit too carried away, but that's okay. So I hope you guys have a good day, and I can't wait to see your work.